My family demanded I sign over my apartment to my sister because she's getting married. So I did, then watched her face when the condemned building notice arrived the next morning. Your one click helps more than you know. Subscribe and drop a comment saying where you're watching from. Let's see how far this story goes. Sunday dinner at Mama's house always meant trouble, but I never expected this. I sat at the dining table, fork halfway to my mouth, when my sister Belinda dropped the bomb. Mama says you're giving me your apartment. She didn't ask. She announced it like I'd already agreed. I set down my fork slowly. Excuse me. My mother wiped her hands on her apron, avoiding my eyes. Now Imani, don't make this difficult. Belinda's getting married to Joel in 3 months. They need a proper place to start their lives. I have a proper place, I said, keeping my voice steady. The apartment I saved for 6 years to buy. My Aunt Rochelle leaned forward, gold bangles clinking. Girl, you're single. What you need all that space for? Your sister's building a family. That's what matters. The room felt like it was shrinking. My younger brother Dion smirked from across the table, enjoying the show. My grandmother stayed silent, cutting her chicken with deliberate precision. I worked 2 jobs through nursing school, I said. I ate ramen for years. That apartment is mine. Belinda's eyes welled with tears, her signature move. You've always been jealous of me. Even now, when I'm finally happy, you want to ruin it. That's not. Imani Marie Turner. Mama's voice went cold. Family takes care of family. Your daddy would be ashamed of your selfishness right now. Bringing up my father, dead 3 years, was a low blow. My throat tightened, but I wouldn't cry. Not here. Not for this. Joel cleared his throat. We'd pay you rent. Eventually. Eventually. The word hung in the air like smoke. The calls started immediately. By Monday morning my phone was blowing up. Mama called during my shift at County General, forcing me to step away from a patient. You embarrassed this family yesterday, she said. Rochelle's been calling everybody, telling them how you acted. I acted. My voice echoed in the hospital stairwell. I'm being asked to give away property I own. It's not giving away if it's family. Besides, you know how Belinda is. He's fragile. Always has been. Fragile. That word had followed my sister our entire lives. Belinda was fragile when she dropped out of college sophomore year. Fragile when she wrecked Mama's car drunk. Fragile when she maxed out the credit card I stupidly co-signed for at 23. I was never fragile. I was strong, Imani. Strong enough to work doubles, pay Mama's mortgage twice when she fell behind, send Dion money for emergencies that turned into new sneakers. I need to go, I told Mama. I have patience. This conversation isn't over. But it was. Or so I thought. Tuesday brought Aunt Rochelle to the hospital parking lot, waiting by my car at shift change. Wednesday, Belinda showed up at my apartment with Joel, crying about how stressed wedding planning was making her. Please, she sobbed on my couch. We're going to be homeless. Joel's lease is up and my roommate's boyfriend is moving in. Where are we supposed to go? Joel put his arm around her. Your sister doesn't understand commitment, baby. She's never had to think about anyone but herself. The audacity. Thursday evening I came home to find my mother in my apartment. She kept the spare key from when she helped me move in. How did you? I stopped. Stupid question. Mama, you can't just let yourself in. She stood in my living room, arms crossed, surveying the space like a general planning invasion. This is a nice place. 2 bedrooms, updated kitchen. Belinda's going to love it. My hands trembled. I didn't say she could have it. You haven't said she can't either. Baby, be reasonable. You're 32 years old, single, no children. Belinda's 27, getting married, ready to start her family. She needs stability. So she can have mine? Don't be dramatic. Mama walked to the window looking out at the city lights. Your daddy and I sacrificed everything for you kids. Now it's your turn to sacrifice a little. A little. My voice cracked. This apartment is my entire life's work. Then get another one. You have a good job. Belinda's been struggling. Because she won't keep a job, I said. Because she quit every position when it gets hard. Mama spun around. She has anxiety. It's a medical condition. I was a nurse. I knew about anxiety. I also knew about enabling and manipulation and the difference between support and surrender. I'm not giving her my apartment. Fine. Mama grabbed her purse. Then don't come to the wedding. Don't come to Sunday dinners. Don't call yourself part of this family. The door slammed. I stood alone in the apartment I'd fought for, wondering if I'd just lost everything else. Friday morning I called my friend Eloise who worked in real estate. Girl, your mama is wild, she said over coffee. You can't just give someone property. There's paperwork, taxes, legal implications. What kind of implications? Eloise pulled out her tablet. If you gift property to a sibling, there's gift tax. Plus, if there's a mortgage, the bank has to approve the transfer. Do you still owe? 20,000. Small balance, but yeah. Then the bank would need to approve Belinda for the loan or she'd need to refinance. Does she have good credit? I laughed bitterly. She destroyed mine with that credit card. I'm still rebuilding. Then there's no way this happens legally. Eloise paused. Wait. What's the property address? I told her. She typed, frowned, typed more, and her eyes went wide. Imani. When did you buy this place? 4 years ago. Why? Who was the developer? Pinnacle Properties? I got it during pre-construction. Great deal. Eloise turned her tablet around. My stomach dropped. The news article headline read, Pinnacle Properties under investigation for construction fraud. They've been cutting corners for years, Eloise said. Using substandard materials, falsifying inspection reports. Buildings are failing structural assessments all over the city. My hands went cold. What does that mean? It means, she said slowly, you need to get your building inspected. Like yesterday. I spent the weekend in denial, then panic, then action. Monday I paid for a private structural engineer. His face told me everything before his words did. Miss Turner, this building shouldn't have passed inspection. The foundation has significant issues. How bad? I asked the engineer. He showed me photos on his camera. Cracks in the foundation, water damage in the substructure, rust on support beams. The city's been investigating Pinnacle. They'll be condemning buildings soon. Maybe weeks, maybe days. My mind raced. If it gets condemned, what happens? The city evicts everyone, red tags the building. You can't live there, can't sell it, can't do anything until repairs are made. If the building's deemed too dangerous, it gets demolished. And the mortgage? Still owed. You'd be paying for property you can't use. I sat in my car outside the engineer's office for an hour, processing. My beautiful apartment, my sanctuary, my proof that I'd made something of myself. It was all about to crumble. Literally. Then my phone buzzed. Mama, family meeting tonight. Time to stop being selfish. Something shifted in my chest. Not quite anger, not quite relief. Something colder, sharper. An idea formed. At the meeting, my entire family surrounded the dining table. Belinda and Joel sat together, her hand on his knee. Dion sprawled in his chair. Aunt Rochelle presided like a judge. We've been patient, Mama began. But this ends tonight. Belinda needs that apartment. You're right, I said. The room went silent. Belinda's eyes lit up. Really? Really? I've been selfish. I should think about family first. The words tasted like ash, but I smiled. I'll sign over the apartment. Mama exhaled. Thank the Lord. This is the daughter I raised. There's just paperwork, I continued. Legal transfer, bank approval. Might take a few weeks. Joel frowned. How long? Month tops. These things take time. The lawyer looked at me like I was insane. Let me understand, he said. You want to transfer property you know is about to be condemned to your sister? I want to execute a legal transfer of deed, I corrected. What happens after isn't my concern. Miss Turner, this is ethically questionable. Is it illegal? He paused. No. If the property hasn't been officially condemned yet, the transfer is legal. But morally. My sister wants this apartment. My family insists I give it to her. I'm simply honoring their wishes. I met his eyes. Can you do the paperwork or not? He sighed. It'll take 2 weeks. The bank needs to approve her for the loan assumption, or she'll need to pay off your mortgage. Perfect. Belinda wouldn't qualify for a loan, which meant Mama would have to come up with $20,000. Sure enough, 3 days later Mama called. The bank wants $20,000 to transfer the deed free and clear. That's what I still owe. Imani, we don't have that kind of money just lying around. Then maybe this isn't meant to be, I suggested gently. Silence. Then, Rochelle's going to loan us the money. From her retirement. My stomach twisted. Aunt Rochelle, for all her meddling, didn't deserve to lose her savings. But I stayed silent. They'd made their choice. Fine, I said. Tell her to wire it to the mortgage company. The next week felt surreal. I watched my family celebrate like they'd won the lottery. Belinda posted on social media about her new home, tagging me with heart emojis and best sister ever. Joel started making plans for renovations. Mama praised me at church. I packed my things slowly, methodically. Each box felt like evidence. The transfer completed on a Tuesday. Belinda and Joel showed up with a U-Haul, Dion and 3 of Joel's friends. They moved my furniture out like looters, barely acknowledging me. This couch is trash, Joel said. We're getting new stuff. The couch I'd saved 3 months to buy. I bit my tongue. Belinda floated through rooms, measuring windows for curtains. I'm thinking a soft pink for the bedroom. Joel wants navy, but this is my space too. Your space. After a week of ownership, it was already solely hers in her mind. Mama arrived with cleaning supplies. Let's make it perfect for them. I watched my family erase me from the apartment. My paint colors would be covered. My careful decorating dismantled. 4 years of my life packed into boxes and moved to a storage unit. Where are you going to live? Dion asked, not sounding particularly concerned. I found a rental, I lied. Truth was, I'd moved my essentials to Eloise's place, staying in her guest room. You should have just done this from the start, he said. Would have saved everyone drama. I wanted to scream. Dad, I smiled. You're right. I should have. By evening they were done. Belinda hugged me at the door. My door, now hers. Thank you so much. You don't know what this means. I think I do, I said. Joel shook my hand, already acting like the man of the house. We'll take good care of it. I left my keys on the counter and walked out. Mama didn't even walk me to my car. At Eloise's, I opened a bottle of wine. You okay? She asked. Ask me tomorrow. Wednesday morning, Belinda posted 17 photos to Instagram. The apartment at golden hour, her and Joel kissing by the window, a flat lay of paint samples and fabric swatches. The caption read, New home, new life, new beginning. Blessed beyond measure. Hashtag married life, hashtag family first, hashtag grateful. Comments poured in. Friends congratulating her. Distant relatives praising the apartment. One of her bridesmaids wrote, "Your sister is amazing for doing this." I stared at my phone wondering if I was a monster. Then Eloise burst into the guest room. "Girl, turn on the news." The morning broadcast showed a reporter standing in front of a familiar building. My building. Former building. Breaking news this morning as the city's Department of Buildings has issued emergency condemnation orders for 15 properties across the metropolitan area. These buildings, all constructed by Pinnacle Properties between 2018 and 2021, have been deemed structurally unsafe following a 6-month investigation. The reporter gestured behind her. Residents were given notice this morning and have 30 days to vacate. The buildings will be demolished if the developer cannot make repairs within 90 days. Legal experts say affected homeowners may have grounds to sue, but the process could take years. My phone started ringing. Mama. I let it go to voicemail. Then Belinda. Voicemail. Joel. Voicemail. Aunt Rochelle. Voicemail. 10 calls in 3 minutes. I turned off my phone and poured coffee with steady hands. "How are you this calm?" Eloise asked. Because I knew it was coming. I sipped my coffee. I just didn't know it would be this fast. "What are you going to do?" "Nothing. Absolutely nothing." She stared at me. "Imani. They wanted the apartment. I gave them the apartment. What happens now is their problem." "Girl." "What?" "You're ice cold." "I love it." By noon I couldn't avoid them anymore. I turned on my phone to 47 missed calls and 63 text messages. "Mama, call me now." "Belinda, how could you do this to me?" "Joel, you knew." "You knew." "Aunt Rochelle, my retirement money." "My retirement." "Dion, this is messed up even for you." I called Mama back. She answered before the first ring finished. "You destroyed your sister's life." No greeting, just accusation. I gave her exactly what she wanted. "You gave her a condemned building. The city's kicking them out. There's a lawsuit, Imani. She could lose everything." "She wanted the apartment. I have the paperwork. She demanded I transfer it, remember? You all demanded. You knew it was bad. I knew Pinnacle was under investigation. I didn't know when the condemnation would happen." "Technically true. Did you want me to keep a faulty building?" "I thought I was doing Belinda a favor, giving her property." Mama's breath hitched. "Don't you dare play innocent." "I'm not playing anything. You want to blame someone? Blame Pinnacle Properties. Blame the city inspectors who failed. Blame yourselves for pressuring me." My voice stayed level, calm. It clearly terrified her more than yelling would have. "Rochelle's money went to pay off my mortgage, which Belinda agreed to assume. That's not my problem. The mortgage on a worthless building. Again, not my problem. Belinda owns it now. Her name's on the deed." Silence. Then quietly, "What happened to you?" "You raised me to put family first," I said. "I did exactly that." I hung up. My hands were shaking now, adrenaline flooding through me. Eloise handed me a glass of water. Damn. They showed up at Eloise's apartment that evening. I watched from the window as Mama, Belinda, Joel, and Aunt Rochelle climbed out of Mama's car. "Don't open the door," Eloise said. "It's fine." I was surprised by how calm I felt. "Let them in." Eloise gave me a look but bussed them up. Belinda burst in first, eyes red and swollen. "You ruined my life. I gave you what you wanted. A condemned building." He was screaming now. "Joel and I are going to be homeless. The wedding's in 8 weeks and we have nowhere to live." "You have 8 weeks and 30 days. Plenty of time to find something. Joel stepped forward and Eloise moved between us. "Nah," she said. "You don't get to intimidate her in my house." He backed down but pointed at me. You scammed us. I gave you property. Legal transfer. You wanted it, you got it." Mama's voice cut through. "How did you know about the condemnation?" "I got the building inspected after Eloise told me about the Pinnacle investigation. The engineer said condemnation was coming. I didn't know exactly when." "And you said nothing?" Aunt Rochelle's voice shook. "My retirement, Imani. $20,000. Gone." That hit different. Rochelle was annoying, but she'd worked hard her whole life. "You wanted to give it to Belinda," I said quietly. "You made that choice. Based on lies. Based on pressure. You all pressured me for weeks. I caved. This is the result." Belinda collapsed onto Eloise's couch. "What are we supposed to do?" "What everyone else does. Find an apartment. Sign a lease. Pay rent." "With what money?" Joel snapped. "We're broke." "Then I guess you understand how I felt." The next few days were chaos. Belinda and Joel moved back to her old room at Mama's house, cramming their lives into a space meant for a teenager. The wedding got postponed indefinitely, code for cancelled. Aunt Rochelle stopped speaking to everyone. Her retirement money was gone, paid to the mortgage company, which wouldn't refund it because the transfer was legal. I got a call from a lawyer representing Belinda. "My client wants to explore legal options regarding the property transfer." The transfer was legal. She demanded the apartment. Multiple witnesses. "You knew about the structural issues." "I knew Pinnacle was under investigation." "Public information." "I didn't know the exact condemnation date. My engineer's report came 2 days before the transfer completed. I couldn't stop the process even if I wanted to." Silence. Then, "My client is facing significant financial hardship. So was I when they demanded I give up my property. Funny how that works." He sighed. "Miss Turner, is there any resolution you'd consider? Tell Belinda she can keep the apartment. It's hers legally. What she does with it is her business. It's worthless." "Then I guess we're even." The lawsuit never materialized. Apparently, their lawyer explained that guilt doesn't equate to liability, and pressuring someone to give you property doesn't create grounds for fraud. Social media became a battlefield. Belinda posted vague statements about betrayal and family. Her friends rallied around her, posting things like, "Family should protect each other," and "Some people show their true colors." I stayed silent. Didn't engage, didn't defend, didn't explain. Eloise asked if I was okay. Honestly, yeah. For the first time in years, I'm not carrying everyone else's problems. "You don't feel guilty?" "I feel guilty about Rochelle's money. The rest." I shrugged. They got what they demanded. 3 weeks after the condemnation, I met Dion for coffee. He'd been silent through the whole ordeal, which surprised me. "Belinda's losing it," he said. "Crying every day, can't sleep, stopped eating." "That's unfortunate." He studied me. "You really don't care?" "I care that she's struggling. I don't care that she's dealing with consequences." "That's cold." "Is it?" I leaned forward. "Let me tell you something, Dion. When I was in nursing school, working 2 jobs, eating 1 meal a day so I could afford textbooks, where was the family? When I paid Mama's mortgage twice, where was Belinda? When I co-signed that credit card and she destroyed my credit, who helped me rebuild?" He looked away. "Nobody," I continued. "I did everything alone. And when I finally had something of my own, something I earned, you all demanded I give it away. Not asked. Demanded. Threatened to disown me. We didn't think." "Exactly. You didn't think." None of you thought about me, my sacrifice, my hard work. You just saw something Belinda wanted and decided I should provide it. The building was condemned, Imani. The building was mine. Faulty or not, it was mine. I bought it, I paid for it, I took the risk. And when it went bad, I decided who else would share that risk. That's revenge. That's justice. Dion was quiet for a long time. Joel left her. I looked up. What? 2 days ago. Said he couldn't marry someone with that much family drama and no stability. Took his stuff and moved in with his parents. Something in my chest tightened. I hadn't expected that. She's devastated, Dion continued. Mamadou, the whole family's falling apart. Maybe it needed to. 2 months later, I stood in my new apartment. A rental in a building with excellent structural ratings. Smaller than before, but mine. Actually mine. Eloise helped me unpack. You hear from your family? Mama texts sometimes. Guilt trips mostly. Dion sends memes like nothing happened. Belinda blocked me on everything. And Rochelle? She's suing Pinnacle Properties with a class action group. Might get some money back in a few years. That's something. I hung a picture. Me at nursing school graduation, beaming, alone. Yeah. My phone buzzed. Mama, Belinda's in therapy. Doctor says she's depressed. This is your fault. I didn't respond. Instead, I called my own therapist, the one I'd started seeing after the condemnation. How are you feeling? Dr. Williams asked. Lighter. Guilty sometimes, but lighter. Guilt is natural. But remember, you didn't create this situation. You simply stopped protecting everyone from consequences. They hate me. Perhaps. But do you respect yourself? I thought about that. The old Imani would have absorbed the blame, apologized, maybe even tried to help fix things. The new Imani knew better. Yeah, I said. I actually do. After therapy, I met Eloise for dinner. We laughed about work, made plans for a vacation, talked about nothing important. My phone buzzed again. Dion, Sunday dinner this week. Mama wants you there. Me, I'm busy. Dion, come on. It's been 2 months. Me, I'm busy every Sunday from now on. I turned off my phone and ordered dessert. To new beginnings, Eloise raised her glass. To boundaries, I countered. We clinked glasses, and for the first time in my adult life, I didn't feel guilty about choosing myself. The apartment was gone. My family was fractured. $20,000 had vanished into a condemned building. But I was free. And that was worth everything.